let's talk Dogecoin. Yes, it is the actual currency of Project Somnia, and it is canon to the lore, which is pretty funny if you were to ask me. So yeah, this video is a little bit of a guide in order to show people what are the best and definitely the easiest ways to obtain Dogecoins, and also where to spend them on. Despite you not really needing a lot of them, I think you only need about like 10,000 in order to buy everything you need, but this guide is still going to be quite useful for you early game. Anyways, before the video actually begins, please consider giving a like and subscribing to my channel, it will help me out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. I do Somnia videos from time to time, and I'd really appreciate it if you were to subscribe. Another thing is, please consider joining the Discord server that I have. The link will be in the description, but we talk about a bunch of random things. So yeah, anyways, enjoy the guide. Alright, let's go. Dogecoin can be used to buy items from two specific characters more than others actually. Those being Clarence and Jimbo. First off is Clarence from Contemporary Frontier. You can buy beans as well as scrap cap effects from him. Not only that, you can also buy the sorbet effect, which is kind of an investment. It starts off not too fast of an effect, but the more money you spend on it, the better it is. Like originally it's about as strong or even weaker than the pinwheel. However, after you spend like enough money on it, then you will be able to go extremely fast. The effects of the scrap cap are also incredibly useful. Trust me. There's also Jimbo in the magic shop. And actually he's even more important because you can gain the gold spoon charm from him, which grants you 25% extra Dogecoin from any kind of source that we're going to see after. You can also buy the Hourglass effect, as well as obtain the Interstellar quest from him. Jimbo is also this game's fast travel mechanism, allowing you to go from the Nexus to Jimbo's shop and even Comatose, to go to the last world you went in, but also, and I mean also, we go into a completely random world, which is honestly really fire. Dogecoins can also be used in order to go to the museum, which hides the skull effect, as well as to go to Cellphone World in ad space. You can also buy a bunch of relatively random things, however the most important ones are by far the effects and the gold explosion charm, which I randomly said gold spoon. I'm stupid. Last thing I'd mention is the teleporter room in Frozen Winds. It allows you to go to quite literally any world that you want, except some that are impossible to go to. Like for example, Deep Maroon, where it will show that it is corrupted, but other than that you can basically teleport anywhere from this room, which is really cool actually. Something I've already said before, but I'm going to remind you, you will need the scythe effect for any way to gaining Dogecoin. You can also gain Eternity in order to do exorcism of certain entities, because it does give you quite a lot of money. However, it is extremely late game, while the scythe you can literally obtain it within the first 10 minutes if you know where to go. Another thing to note is the kills mechanism. Whenever you have over 250 kills, some worlds will react negatively to you having, well, 250 kills. This happens in Sky Temple and Sky Temple Bridge, where both worlds obtain a more hellish appearance than its usual divine looks. In Quiet But Stop, you will not be sent to Final Destination, but instead directly to Hell. And in Adaptive Alpines, you will be executed for your sins if you have the scythe equipped. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Symphora's quest can also be completed if you have either 0 kills or 250 kills. And nothing in between. However, there are ways to gaining Dogecoins without actually suffering from like the kills status. For example, in Grayscale Grove there's actually the best ways to obtaining Dogecoins. If you don't wanna kill, you will still need the scythe though. For example, you can farm this whole field here that will grant you about like 1500 coins. That's what I did while using the Gold Explosion charm, and honestly, it is relatively cool. In about 10 to 15 minutes, I could farm the whole area, and I could gain quite a lot of things. However, whenever the field runs out, you will need to leave the world and come back. And also another information, if you don't have done prismatic projections, or actually gone to Grayscale Grove from prismatic projections, you are basically stuck. Another way are actually the apples on those trees in the same area. Actually, specifically from the part you join in from Frigid Wasteland. It actually does kind of give you a little bit of Dogecoins. Also, to prioritize the yellow ones because they give you quite a lot more. Normal white apples will give you 1 to 4, while blue ones, yellow ones will give you 37. Finally, for the best worlds to farm, I'd consider RGB world to be one of the easiest. Sure, it is pretty far and you will need the orb effect. However, it is peaceful, the music has actually changed and is now relatively nice. And the entities do give you quite a ton of money actually. You will obviously need to reset the world whenever you do not see any entity left, or whatever those lamp thingies are. So yeah, still, I farmed quite a lot of money from this way. And it is completely necessary to actually enter this world if you wanna obtain the scrap cap. Another world is Grooving Frenzy, which is also required in the same scrap cap quest. And also, if I were to say so myself, it is worse than RGB world, however it is still relatively easy. Another really good world to actually farm is actually Contemporary Frontier. There's those NPCs on the walks side that you can actually kill for quite a lot of money actually. They give between like 2 and 8, I think. However, just one thing, make sure to not actually try to kill them when they are red. Trust me, do not. Oh, and also do not try to kill Noodleman as well. Trust me on that one too. And finally, for older worlds is actually Azure Servitude. And also something I did not mention is that you can do the twirl glitch. By equipping twirl and then another effect right after jumping, you will be able to go extremely fast. Trust me, it's something that will help you a lot, especially if you're using any other way to farm. Anyways, Azure Servitude is a relatively nice world to actually farm, giving you about the same amount of Dogecoins as Contemporary Frontier, but also there being a ton more NPCs, and of course there's quite a lot of areas that you can farm from. Every time you leave a room and enter it back, the NPCs will respawn, which is honestly really cool. Plus, they always come from specific areas, and there's nothing to worry about. That's how I actually farmed all the way to Golden Sherbet. But other than that, yeah, that's basically it. For the more advanced players, you can obviously fight the anglerfishes, you can do exorcism. However, this guide wasn't dedicated to those. So yeah, I'm going to stop the video here now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If this guide has helped you, then please consider giving a like and a follow. It will help me out a lot and I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, see you in the next one. Goodbye!